Is Z Nation good enough to last, or is it going to get eaten alive by the Walking Dead? Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason. Um, Before I get into this, I first want to start out by saying about 99% of the stuff on the Sci Fi Network is not to my liking. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not calling it garbage. I'm just saying I don't like it. Um, a lot of the stuff that's been popular on there lately, the Sharknado type, you know, movies, um, all that kind of stuff. This monster getting meshed with this monster and becoming some kind of horrible sharktopus thing. That all those. I just don't get into them. If I'm watching something sci-fi, I usually try to watch something that's done really well. For example, when Heroes was on TV, I thought that was done really well. I watched that for most of its run, and then it just got really weird at the end, and I couldn't follow it anymore. It was too much. I might get back to it and finish watching off the last season and a half that I never watched before. But anyways, Z Nation. We started seeing stuff for this a few months. Was it a month or two ago when the trailer came out? Um, and that certainly caught my eye because I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. Um, so like I said, it caught my eye. It certainly interested me. Um, Knowing that it was on the Sci-Fi Channel threw up a red flag immediately, honestly. And then I heard um, just a day or two before the pilot came out that it's actually made by one of those teams that does all those crazy, monster movies like Sharknado. Maybe not that one specifically, but it's I think they said the studio is Asylum. I think is the one that does it. That does all those. It's the same studio, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what the video said. But so as soon as I saw that, I was or heard about that, I was like, uh, I don't know. Do I really want to watch this now? But I saw all the little snippets leading up to it, and you know, piqued my interest again. So made sure I recorded it after SmackDown. So I watched SmackDown the other night, and then watched Z Nation right after it. And I tried to lower my expectations. I knew it wasn't going to be The Walking Dead. Like I said, the trailer looked good, with the exception of the baby, but the rest of it looked genuinely pretty good. And I'll tell you, it's not The Walking Dead. I'll say that right now. But that doesn't mean that it won't draw a lot of fans. This is one of those series where there are definitely positives and negatives to this series. I'm not going to nitpick it to death. It does have a couple notable faces in it. Um, and I can't think of the kid's name, and I'm sorry, I didn't write any notes for this video. The main guy, the main hero, whatever, Tom Everett Scott, he's been in several sci-fi things over the years. And I was trying to think what was the original thing that I saw him in, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's like probably the most notable name in this series. And then there's a guy that's behind the radio, communicating with this group that's on the run and trying to get this patient to Washington. Was it California? One of the two. Anyways, I recognized him too. He was in oh god, he was in so many things I've seen over the years, nerdy type things. The Core. I think he was in The Core. He played the nerd on the computer in The Core, I think, and a handful of other things. Anyways, so it's got a couple notable faces in it. If you've seen like sci-fi movies, good or bad sci-fi movies for that matter. So that's going to help it. Like, oh, so and so's in it, so I'll watch it. Um, this is certainly a show that is not going to take itself too seriously. And like I said, it's got positives and negatives. The gore factor, pretty good. I'll say it's pretty darn good. A lot of guts, and then the same factor, the the look of the zombies in the series is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as good as The Walking Dead, but the eyes are there. The makeup's pretty good. Now, ways that this does compare to The Walking Dead is that the surrounding areas do look pretty desolate. They did a pretty good job of that. And when they showed like a panoramic view of, say, Washington D.C. real quick, you noticed the monuments like the Capitol and statues, whatever, were partially or mostly destroyed. So that in that aspect, when they showed bits like that, it looked pretty cool. It looked pretty realistic. I thought that was okay. And then driving around, the buildings are dilapidated or whatever, run down, messed up, because this is apparently a few years into the apocalypse. So they're probably running along the same timeline as what The Walking Dead is now. They just happen to be in a more concentrated area, bigger city than what they're doing down south. So they're trying to get this guy who is attacked at the beginning of the show. They're running tests on these guys, trying to give them the anti-venom and see if it takes. Well, the 3 guys in the room that they tested, 2 out of the 3 turned instantly, and one of the main guys of the show, had to off them immediately. Well, all of a sudden you see the last guy get attacked like crazy, and looks like he's left for dead. And all of a sudden he shows up later, and at first it didn't seem like it was the same guy, but yeah, you find out later it was the same guy. It was a guy that looked like he was completely hoarded on by zombies, eaten alive, and just any other show it would have been a goner, but this one, well, the anti-venom or whatever took effect. He did not turn. He got eaten up pretty good, but he did not turn. Although at the end of the episode he pulled out a tooth. Little strange. So just weird. So does that mean he is turning? I don't know. And of course, like I said, starting it off about the baby. Yeah, they find the baby, and then Tom Everett Scott kills about 12 zombies in the room with the baby in the corner, trying to protect the baby because that's the last hope or whatever. And all of a sudden, the baby changes and gets nasty. And this is the part of the show where they don't take themselves too seriously. and this was comical. I did laugh at this. There were some, parts where it didn't necessarily keep you on the edge of your seat, but the action was decent. So it's like, ooh, they're running from them, they're hiding, they're shooting, they're fighting them. That was all good. That was fine. Um, but when the baby turned and then attacked the soldier, the guy from the NSA who was protecting the patient, and was like running all over the building and hiding and snarling, and okay, that just got dumb. If a baby turns in the zombie apocalypse, it's not going to all of a sudden learn to run just because it's a zombie, okay? So yeah, that is the definite sign that this series does not take itself too seriously. Um, it was comical, and then they tore them all up at the end, killed the baby, and so it was like, oh, geez, you know. But other than laughing at the end, everything was pretty decent. Um, it by no means is as good as The Walking Dead. I mean, everything that comes out now, because Walking Dead literally set the bar as far as zombie apocalypse stuff. The acting, the gore, the action, the drama, everything. It's the highest rated show out there right now, bar none, on cable and whatever, all of TV. And it just keeps growing. It keeps getting bigger. Obviously, it's going to peak out at some point, and then we'll see how long it lasts. But for now, it is what it is. It's the top of its game. Um, this series, Z Nation, I'll keep watching it. I don't think I'm gonna do uh, weekly reviews of it, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the pilot and the series itself and how I think it's going to compare to The Walking Dead, or how I think it's going to do in general. I think it's going to last its first season. I don't know if it's going to get a second season. Maybe it's not meant to. Maybe they'll get the guy, the patient, to wherever they need to take him, from New York to Washington or California or wherever, and then that'll be it. They'll find a cure, and everybody will have a great day. I don't know. I really don't know. This wasn't, as far as I know, it wasn't based on anything. It wasn't based on any comic book. This is an original series. Um, so yeah, we'll see how it does. I'll probably keep watching it. Like I said, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. I'll keep on watching this. This will kind of, whet my appetite for The Walking Dead when it comes back in about a month or so, whenever it does. Late October, I think it is. Usually comes back around the time of October, right around the time of Halloween. Maybe a little before, whatever. But sometime in October, I gotta find the date. But so yeah, what do you guys think of Z Nation? Have you seen it? Are you gonna go see it? Do you think it's just horrible? I mean, it's knowing who made it and then the channel it's on, you, you can't be pissed at it. It's like, like I said, the whole, everybody's gonna talk about the baby at the end of the pilot episode, like, oh well, that was just stupid and moronic, and I'm not watching it. Everything was great up until then. Well, come on, it's not taking itself that seriously. And the big difference between that and The Walking Dead that I was talking about with my wife is, um, I compared this to, as far as the action and the zombies themselves, I compared this to like the remake of the Dawn of the Dead, very similar to that, and also um, the zombies of Oh crap, it's right off the top of my head. Um, the Brad Pitt one. Um, World War Z. Yeah, World War Z with Brad Pitt. Um, those that was even more extreme than this, I would say. But those were all very fast, fast running zombies. Um, so that, or like 28 days. You could say this was compared. You could compare Z Nation to any of these because it all has the fast moving, running zombies. Whereas The Walking Dead, they're all, tripping, stumbling. Some of them move a little faster than others, but they're all pretty lame. Um, think back to that one episode of the Walking Dead where the guy calls them lame brains. uh, so yeah, I thought it was okay. It's got a I think it's got a decent gore factor. It's got a decent action factor. The acting is average. It's nothing that's going to win an Emmy or anything, of course. Um, but yeah, I'll keep watching it. I think it was decent. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Are you going to watch it? Let me know what you think. All right, that's my thoughts for Z Nation. I got some other stuff coming up soon. I'm thinking about doing. Um, like I said, I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. That is coming back soon. Um, I wanted to do um, episode reviews on it. I might finally get the chance to this coming season. We'll see what my timing is. I should be able to. Something else I've been thinking about doing on this channel is talking about Gotham. Um, on my first vid I did on this channel talking about the TV series Gotham that's coming up. I think it's coming up next week. First video I actually got on here that got some thumbs down, and that absolutely cracked me up. I don't know why I didn't get any negative comments. If it was somebody trolling YouTube and just doesn't like the series or didn't like the fact that I was reviewing Gotham itself. And, because I want to I don't want to do a million different things on this channel, but I wanted to change it up. 90, 80, 90% of the stuff I hear on here is about wrestling. But I do like some other stuff, so I'm going to talk about it. If you like what I'm talking about, you can watch. If not, then don't watch. You don't have to dislike it and be a troll. It's like, okay, I don't think I'm that big enough on here that I've earned trolls, but if I am, well then thank you. Have a great day. Trollmania. So yeah, there's some different stuff coming up on this channel. Of course, I'll keep doing, wrestling stuff. I'm going to be doing my review of NXT Takeover next and my thoughts about all the new guys and the action and everything. So that's what's coming up in the near future. Gotham's coming up. I think it's on the same time as Monday Night Raw. So, I don't know which one I'm going to watch. I've been really looking forward to Gotham. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll watch Raw, then watch Gotham, and then do some talking about it the next day. So, all right. I've rambled on enough. Thanks for watching, guys.